Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of A Year in Cards at 2peasindabucket.com. This is for the month of November, so November 15th through December 14th. And even though you probably want to send your Christmas cards a little bit early so it arrives to the recipients before the holiday, there still is time to break out your supplies and make some Christmas cards. So the theme that I'm going to be doing this month is taking one stamp and showing 3 different ways to use it. So the first way I'm just going to use it as usual, just as the whole stamp itself. I have some pattern paper. I'm going to be using the same pattern paper pack on all 3 cards. And this is the pack. It's the I Believe collection from My Mind's Eye. And it's got some really great pattern papers that have little spots of glitter on it. And then it also has a a sheet of die cuts. Then I'm going to be using just a couple of these as well. So I'm going to jump right in here. I have a standard size card, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 tall. And I'm going to start by adhering some pattern paper to the card. Okay, and eventually this piece is going to go over that center area. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stamp on this pattern paper. Normally I don't like to stamp directly onto pattern paper because the pattern can be a little bit distracting, but being that this one is kind of a more subtle pattern, I thought it would work out pretty well. I'm going to use some Versamark ink because I'm going to emboss with this. Let's get that on there right there, and then kind of off to the side a little bit. Okay, that's going to be adhered right there. I'm going to put some dimensional adhesive on the back. And I'm just using some photo mounting tape just because it's what I have on hand. Okay, I have a thin strip of pattern paper, and I'm going to adhere that to the card. I'm just going to draw a really thin strip of glue, or not draw, but apply a thin strip of glue. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to grab these die cuts, and I'm going to take out these holly berries and the leaves. Okay, before I apply those, I'm going to take a white gel pen, and I'm just going to go around this brown area with a dashed line and adhere them down. I'm going to add one more die cut strip down here to the very bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and just add some adhesive straight on there. Okay, and then I can just go straight across. Perfect. Trim that off. Okay, and I'm just going to take a white gel pen and just do some white dashed lines down the center of these leaves. Perfect. So there's card 1, and we're going to head straight into card number 2. Okay, for this card, I folded the card down first, and then I trimmed off about, about 3/4 of an inch. And I've got some pattern paper here from that same pattern paper pack. And I'm going to use a scallop edge punch just to punch this little piece right here. I'm going to line it up and get it centered on the punch. Alright, so now we're going to start adhering things to the inside of the card. So I'm going to put some adhesive down on the inside strip. I'm going to get this so it's just a little bit of a scallop edge poking out. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to take this piece is going to come and adhere down just right there. So I'm going to put just a really thin strip of glue along this top edge. And it's on the front of the pattern paper that I'm adhering. You could make this paper just slightly larger, and then you could just use a regular tape runner adhesive, but I didn't do that because I was conserving paper. So I'm lining up the bottom with the other side of the card, and then it just goes on straight like that. Lovely. And then the inside just has a little bit of red pattern paper. Okay, this is going to be a super simple card. And the way we're going to use the stamp is we're actually only going to stamp the part that says Christmas. We're going to isolate just that one word. You can do it a couple different ways. I'm going to do it my favorite way, which is with just covering some of the part of the stamp that you don't want with tape. So I'm just going to come in here to a small piece of tape. I'm going to cover that portion. We'll cover the top. I'm just making sure to cover all the areas of that other word. And I think I got everything. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and apply ink. And then you just have to remember to take the tape off. So just like that. And then come over and stamp. Just like that, so it only gets the one word. Okay, I have a little strip of pattern paper, and we're just going to adhere it to the side over here, and we're going to have it say happy. So just using my white gel pen, I'm just going to write happy. And trim that off the side. Okay, now we're going to add some of these little, this is from Imaginist, and it's their Cottage Christmas little rhinestone embellishments. We're going to take one of the red ones. We're going to put it just right up here. Lovely. Then I'm going to take some of my Mind's Eye's Lush rhinestones. We're going to just put some additional rhinestones just around under. Yeah, I'm going to move this one over here. Just looks like it would fill in that spot a little bit better. And we can move the rhinestones over. Alright, I'm going to round these corners on the bottom. I'm also going to draw a line with a white gel pen. And one more stone right over here. Okay, so that's kind of a very simple, modern, minimalist Christmas card. And we're going to head right into the last card. Okay, and we're on to card 3. I'm going to take the stamp and repeat it over and over to create sort of a background. And I'm going to use a Stamp-A-Magic so I can get it positioned just right. So I'm going to put some scratch paper down underneath the card front. then use my Stamp-A-Majig. Just perfect. Okay. Okay, so I was going to emboss it, but since it is showing up so well without the embossing, I'm actually just going to let it be just the Versamark ink. Okay, so now I've just got some embroidery floss. And I'm going to wrap it around the card. Three times. Actually, I'm going to do it twice. And then on the third time around, I'm going to bring up this one side and we're going to tie it in a knot. Okay, and now from that same, I believe, collection, there's some glitter chipboard. And I've already taken out this little Mary and a bird. So this is kind of like the string that the bird is on. And let's see, how do we want to do this? Actually, you know what? I'm going to rearrange these strings so that the bow is on the bottom. They'll be all mixed up on the back, but that's okay because like no one really sees the back till you open it up. Okay, so the bird's going to go there, then it's going to say Mary. We're going to put a U right there. So Mary U. And that'll hold the string in place. And I've just put a little chipboard star from that same chipboard sheet. Lovely. I think I'm going to use the smaller of the two corner rounders on the corner chomper just to get these corners. Okay, so there's the third card. Here's all three. All using that same Merry Christmas stamp, just in different ways. Hope it gives you some ideas on how to stretch your stamp supplies and get the most use out of them. And please join us over at the message boards at twopieceinabbucket.com and the education message board. If you have any questions about this class, go ahead and leave them there and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And also take part in the challenge. Create some Christmas cards or any cards using one stamp but have it being used in some different ways, and upload your creation to the Two Piece gallery and you could win a gift certificate to the Two Piece store. So thanks for watching and I'll catch you guys next time.